This September has a very slow beginning, then a jam-packed second half of the month. Ironic since we start out in Virgo season, but then the drama comes in the Libra season, but this year's been pretty weird altogether. So it may be that we're realizing early on that we have to redo a lot, so by the end of the month we are hitting the ground running. So if you're excited to dive into what this September holds for us all in the collective, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you are always up to date with what the stars have in store for you. I almost fucked that up, but I hate retaking videos or clips, so I'm just gonna roll with the slight garbling there. My hair looks good, I have an excuse. Here in July in Dubai, as I film this in literally 120-degree weather. If you're new here, hello, I am Maren. I am an astrologer using the tropical zodiac within whole sign houses. I'm mostly an Hellenistic astrologer. I do stuff with crypto too. If you're new, then Jesus Christ, I don't know how to explain what I do. But yeah, tropical astrologer, that gives you the TLDR. And a big thank you to our sponsor for this video, Scale Network. Now, you may have heard of Scale, the first blockchain optimized for the Web3 user experience, and most importantly, security. It does this by allowing dApps and projects to have their own fully Ethereum-compatible blockchain to run their applications with no gas fees, secure, and quickly. Now, Ethereum is secure, but with the amount of users it has now, it can be slow and gas fees can be high. Scale created the first Ethereum-based EVM multi-chain network with a very fast consensus algorithm, but the unique network architecture has it so that half of it is running on the Ethereum network and half of the machines are running on the Scale network, marrying ETH security and Scale speed. And being the first ETH multi-chain network, Scale is made up of many blockchains, not just one single monolithic blockchain, with each application getting its own private Scale chain. Each chain added to the network does not compromise security, as it can grow exponentially. There are over 46 validator orgs running 150 nodes, and Scale Labs and Node Foundation do not run any nodes. Currently, there are 28 chains live, which is more than any other L1 or L2, with nearly a dozen apps live on mainnet and more to come. Scale's V2 launched about 7 weeks ago, also known as Scaleverse. In this new version, there is a connected universe of blockchain, where Scale hubs and dApp chains can all communicate and bridge together in real time. And Scale's innovator program already has 100 applications signed up, which is well on their way to their goal of bringing Ethereum to over 1 billion users worldwide. Thank you to Scale for this video, and I look forward to sharing more about what they're building in future videos. So starting out from the 2nd to the 4th, we have Mercury in Libra opposite Jupiter in Aries. Now, Mercury early on in the month is moving very slowly. Mercury is still direct, but it's about to go retrograde, so Mercury moving slowly makes it more intense or have more significations that are really amplified. Mercury's communication in Libra, that's a sign of balance and social harmony, so we're trying to communicate that brings social balance. And it's opposite Jupiter, which inflates, grows, and expands. So we begin the month on a note of speaking out about how to resolve social issues and being very outspoken about what we see around us that needs to be resolved in a very diplomatic, very justful way usually. Jupiter does exaggerate things, but Mercury in Libra, I really like it. I get along well with people with Mercury in Libra because I feel like it's a very diplomatic placement. Now on the 5th, Venus enters Virgo. So Venus is the sign of love, beauty, and harmony, and Virgo's a sign of what's wrong, let me fix it. So Venus in Virgo is what's known as being in its fall. Venus is exalted in Pisces, a sign of mutable water, of limitless love and appreciation, which is how Venus is exalted there. And Venus, therefore, is in the opposite sign of Virgo, which it has difficulty in. It's not bad, it's not, I mean, you could say it's unwanted because objectively it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but it's not unwanted in a way of anyone who has this placement should feel bad or anything like that. We're adults here. I don't give a fuck about pissing people off with his placement or anything. But Venus and Virgo in the world shows that we're thinking more about discrimination and finding beauty through nitpicking than we are through finding beauty through acceptance. There's an air of criticism and an air of how do I fix this that we can appreciate in others, and we might want to be aware of our own tendencies during this time to look at what's in front of us. It might be beautiful, like I'm looking out right now into Business Bay in Dubai, the sun is setting, I'm right next to downtown, but this view of this room, this view shows Business Bay, not really downtown. And I'm thinking, what could be fixed? What could be redone? Maybe the cloud seeding that's going on right now, in my opinion, is a little dreary. Like, it's really hot in Dubai in the summer, so they make clouds in order to make it cooler over here. But it's dreary. It's a little bit just like, I don't know, I like the sun. So whatever. Clouds make it better for the photo shoot I'm about to have in here anyway. Then on the 10th, there's a full moon in Pisces. Now, full moons are endings, times of release, and in Pisces, this one is a release of some type of emotional attachment, likely to a long-term goal that we thought that we were owed or that we're supposed to feel a certain way about. It's squaring Mars, which is pretty gnarly, honestly. This is a very, I described this full moon as the YouTuber full moon, where they make a video about something going on in their life and it's like, who the fuck cares? Like, good. And it's kind of the same energy here where something difficult is happening. It's kind of like this little nick that we're going through, but it's like, it's not that big of a deal. Just move on, let go of the emotional bullshit. On the same day, on the 10th, Mercury is stationing retrograde in Libra, so it's a very intense day of having to go back and fix something because of an emotional realization. That you're like, I don't like how this feels, I don't like what's happening here, I feel a certain way, let me go back and fix this. So it's logically returning and going back to fix something because of the way that we feel. From the 15th until the end of the month, Saturn will be square Uranus. So Saturn is restriction, it is challenge, it is being conservative, being very past oriented or safe. And Uranus is the rebel, it's chaos, it is disruption. So Saturn square Uranus shows very intense disruption between the past and between the status quo and the disruptive challenger. Neither is better than the other, neither is right or wrong necessarily. It's more about these forces of let me hold back and the other force of let me just bomb the shit out of this, going up against one another, which with social issues is probably very highlighted right now. Then from the 16th to the 17th, the Sun in Virgo will be opposite Neptune in Pisces. The Sun being knowledge or authority and Neptune being confusion or delusion shows a hell of a lot of confusion from the 16th to the 17th, as well as during this time, Venus will be squaring Mars. So Venus in Virgo will be squaring Mars in Gemini, which is essentially huge, like, cat and mouse, but also friction and relationships energy. It's not bad. In fact, it shows like there could be some fun, I don't know, it can be kind of flirty and just like engaging. It can also be frustrating because it feels like your criticism is met with some fighting. Like you're trying to help out and it's met with nagging. Like both people are nagging one another. That's a good representation of this Venus square Mars from the 16th to the 17th. It's nagging. Then from the 18th to the 19th, Mercury in Libra will oppose Jupiter again. So again from the 18th to the 19th, highlighting social issues that need to go back and be fixed is happening. And there's this, let me talk about it, let me make a big deal out of this so we can fix this. Then from the 19th to the 20th, Venus in Virgo will trine Uranus in Taurus. This is really lovely. I love to see Venus trine Uranus. It's really great for inspiring us to have new aesthetic decisions or make aesthetic changes that are really positive. Venus being value, Uranus being chaos or disruption shows like, okay, suddenly my values are disrupted, but in a positive way. On the 23rd, with the Sun newly in Libra, the Sun-Mercury Cazimi is happening in Libra. So when the Sun joins Mercury, it's a realization or enlightenment, like, oh, aha moment. With it in Libra, it's a social or conflict resolution aha, that we can expect possibly something to happen that is like, oh, let me please these people through doing this. Logically, I'm going to handle this social issue in this way. Then on the 24th, Venus will oppose Neptune. So Venus in Virgo opposing Neptune in Pisces is too much of a good thing. It can be missing the forest for the trees, getting high on our own supply, things like that where like your decision to feel good is out of control and it can feel overwhelming. So just watch out for overspending or overeating during that time. Like for example, or overdoing things. On the 26th, there is then a Libra new moon. Now this new moon is actually did I say new? This new moon is actually pretty cute. It is a new moon of social beginnings, of speaking about something that needs to be spoken about and having a social solution to it. So I really like this new moon. In the world, I'm expecting social resolution, if that makes sense. Like there's a lot of infighting, a lot of civil issues, and around this new moon there will be like, oh, this is the solution proposed. Then on the 26th, the Sun in Libra will oppose Jupiter in Aries. This is a day of inflated egos. I mean, it's the day of the new moon, but it's a day of inflated egos, of really going after like, oh, let me be seen, let me acknowledge, like I want the credit, like I have a solution, give me the credit. That's a lot of what's going on here. And on the 26th, Mercury will be conjunct Venus in Virgo. Mercury being communication and Venus being beauty. Like when people have Mercury conjunct Uranus, they tend to be poets, writers, really well spoken. I don't say this because I have it, or no, I do have Mercury Venus conjunct in Leo within about 1.5 degrees. It's a pretty common thing because Mercury and Venus can never be too far away from one another. But Mercury conjunct Venus on the 26th makes it a great day for writing, for editing, for doing anything logic based or being like saying something that you want to be well received. Great day on the 26th. And from the 26th to the 28th, Mars in Gemini will trine Saturn in Aquarius. Mars trine Saturn is vigor to get things done. It's commitment. It is reinforcing actions. So I really love to see Mars trine Saturn. It's a really lovely thing to see to end the month where we're like following through on our logic with our actions. So if you have any thoughts or things you want to share about this month, feel free to comment them down below. And otherwise, check out my other videos on this month coming up. The long detailed video will be after this. I will be recording that much closer into September, probably end of August rather than middle of July as I'm filming this now because I pre-record ahead like a just crazy person. It helps me out as my crazy Virgo self. I hope that this was helpful and I will see you in the next one.
There is